are you feeling going into the season, and what's kind of been the focus over the summer?
I'm feeling really good going into the season. The focus in this past summer was, build a relationship with Joe and Troy, and just stay locked in on the game. Watch a lot of film, and I've been working with Teaspoon a lot this past summer.
And Joe's talked a lot about wanting to spend time with you, getting to know you, kind of building that relationship. What's that been like, just kind of getting to know him and see what his vision is?
I like Joe. What you see is what you get. He's going to hold me accountable. And, as he holds me accountable, he's going to give me a lot of responsibilities as well, which I'm excited for and I look forward to. And, I know he's going to hold me to a really high standard. And if I slip up or anything, I know he's going to be right there to make sure get right back on path.
Now, how much do you kind of embrace that responsibility, like get a chance to be accountable and all that?
I love it. I can't even lie to you. I love it. Like I said, me, Joe, Troy, we sat down and, we had some man-to-man conversations. They embraced me. And I just told them, no, I'm not going to let y'all down. If they believe in me that much, it helped a lot. It helped a lot that they really believed in me. And like I said, man-to-man conversations, they're going to hold me accountable. But with that accountability, they're giving me a lot of responsibilities. And I'm here for it.
I know you're like a student of the game, and a historian of the game, I guess. How much does it help just knowing Joe Dumars and his resume?
I've had some moments where I'd be sitting with him and I'm like, man, this is Joe Dumars. Like, this dude's an NBA champion, Finals MVP and stuff like that. I'm like, this dude was a part of the Bad Boys, and I have to lock back in the conversation. Like, okay, let me see what he's saying. But it's dope because I know he sees the game in a way in how I was trained in the game. Like, how I was trained was kind of their era of basketball, so I know we kind of see the game in similar ways a lot.
So, Joe said that he talked to you about the difference between talent and greatness. What does that mean to you?
Talent is more of a natural thing. Like, you can look at somebody and go, okay, they're really talented. Greatness is every day. Greatness is when you don't want to do it, when you want to do it. If you're facing crazy adversity, good, bad, no matter what's going on, greatness, you do it every day. You show up every day, and you make it happen every day.
Zion, there's been a lot of changes to the organization since you got here, including head coach the first few years, but this is your 5th year now working with Willie. How big is that continuity and that familiarity with your head coach?
It helps. It definitely helps a lot. 5 years is a long time. Me and Coach Green, we've had a lot of great conversations. Me and him have definitely locked in on and off the court. And he can talk to me. He can talk to me and I can talk to him. We have that relationship to where, if he sees something and maybe I see something else, that I can be vocal on it and, vice versa.
You mentioned them giving you a lot of responsibilities, and that's something you want. What do you kind of envision those responsibilities being?
Whatever they needed to be, whatever the team needed to be, whatever my team needs, that's what I'll do.
You mentioned the importance of them believing in you. Could you reflect a little bit on what it is about the last 6 years that made you wonder or need to hear that they believed in you?
The past is going to stay in the past, and I'm only looking forward to the future. That's all I have to say on that.
You've played with some veterans and some really great players. I mean, Brandon Ingram's not here anymore. CJ was obviously call it an adult in the room or super veteran, Mr. President, whatever, a guy who could really.
Don't gas that man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my dog.
With those guys not here, and you have these two new rookies and guys like Trey who are obviously coming along. Do you feel any pressure to be more of that vocal leader, to rally the troops when you guys are down, to not just do it with your ball, with your play, but also on the sideline?
Not at all. I don't feel any pressure, to take on that role. And I have to thank the guys you name, Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum, Larry Nance, and just other vets that I had as I've been on my NBA journey, and especially C.J. I got to give C.J. a big shout on that. C.J. really put me on game to a lot of things, watching how he carried himself, how he moved, when he spoke, and stuff like that. He really put me on game to a lot of things, so I feel like there's going to be no pressure on making that transition.
To that point, y'all have added some veterans this summer, like Poole, like Looney, who have championship experience. Like, how much do you feel like adding some of that veteran presence can help this team this year?
It helps a lot. I mean, those dudes won a championship. That's what we all strive for. So they not only won the championship, but they went through the journey, they went through the playoffs, they felt the energy, and they lived it. So that type of experience, you just can't get anywhere.
Trey mentioned that a lot of rookies coming in, they're kind of quiet, they're kind of feeling things out before they are vocal, but he mentioned that with the two lottery picks, they aren't.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say, you ain't talking about our rookies.
What's been your impression of them, either on or off the court so far?
Man, I like those dudes, man. They each got their own personality, and they're not quiet. They're vocal, but they're not an arrogant vocal. They want to learn, they want to work, and I can't wait for the world to really, get introduced to them, like as a Pelican.
You mentioned the two guys that had played in Golden State that won championships, as far as their experience and maybe some of the intangibles. But on the court, what do you look forward to about playing with Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney?
I'll start with Loon. Iron Man kind of guy. How he gets rebounds is not just luck or something. Like you can tell he strategically plans everything out, defensively and offensively, and he's one of those guys that I'm definitely going to look to a lot whenever I'm looking for those small things to get the edge over somebody, especially with footwork. I think Poole kind of speaks for himself. Like, I think our chemistry, especially in transition and wanting to play fast, I think we're going to have like a lot of exciting moments, and that's not even including Trey Murphy in that.
There's not a lot of flattering talk by experts, by people that have watched how this team's been built by Joe and Troy over this summer. And for instance, Trey said that he's keeping the whole photo album dedicated to all the bad comments on his phone. So how are you viewing all that's being said about this team? And how do you feel about the composition of this team?
I love the composition of this team. There was a time where I felt like Trey, where I kept tabs on it, kept notes on it. But nah, that's in the past for me. How I feel on it now, whatever you said at a certain time, when the time comes when we are in a certain position, you just got to stay over there. There's no coming over here, don't want validation. You don't even have to waste your time and say, oh, them guys really did it. I don't care. You just got to stay over there.
That's a bad boy mentality, you know that, right? That's what we're talking about here.
It can be or not. Don't really care. You just got to stay over there.
And seeing the jump Trey made last year, how much are you kind of looking forward to stepping into that role full time this year?
I'm excited. Because I've seen him. I've seen the work he's put in. I've seen the jumps he's made, and this is going to be a really big year for Trey.
What have the scrimmages been like so far? I know that Joe talked about how you guys have been getting after it the last couple of weeks in the gym. What have you seen?
You can tell with the energy that Joe has brought in the building that you're gonna have to get after it. Nobody's going for none of that soft stuff. You're gonna have to get after it, and as you said, kind of that bad boy mentality. That we're not out here about to be crying to the refs or anything. You just do it. You just literally got to do it.
Do you have any personal goals that you've written down, or just what you want to get accomplished this season?
Yeah, I have some goals, but those I keep to myself. So when that time does come, I know how to celebrate it.
You had a couple of players say about, what kind of great shape you're in and you appreciate your body. Did you do anything different this year than you did in the past?
I gotta give that praise to Daniel Bove, trainer with the Pels. Last year while I was rehabbing my hamstring, me and him sat down and we had a conversation. He was just like, Z, we need to figure this out. Like, when you come back from rehab, we want you to be better than before it happened, X, Y, Z. What are some things you like to do? How can we make the workouts in a way to where you're having fun and you're really enjoying it, boom, boom, boom. And we came up with a plan, and from boxing to working out on the football field a lot to just different random workouts. And during that time frame last year, I really felt a shift in my body to where I would look at him and go, dude, it feels good to feel good. I haven't felt like this since college, high school, just where I can walk in the gym and I'm like, I feel good.
You spent a lot of time working with T School, you mentioned this summer. One, what was it like just like getting back together working with her? And two, what areas of your game did you guys focus on?
That's my big sister. So it was an honor working with her and still working with her just because she's a Hall of Famer. Like, that's my big sister, but I know who she is in the basketball world. And we put a lot of emphasis on, working in tight spaces because usually when I'm attacking the basket, there's the lanes clogged and what reads to make, what shots to take, how to make the game easier on myself.
Now, we always ask a music question to you, so what are you listening to this summer getting ready for the season?
Man. Come on, y'all know I got Jay. Know I got Big. And I've been throwing in some different mixes, Little Herb, G Herbo, ETSG, Youngboy, Larry Jones. I feel like I've had a variety. I definitely feel like I've had a variety.
Well, Joe says he wants you to be a guy to speak for the team when things aren't going too well. How do you process that, or how do you take that?
That's what come with it. If I'm gonna be the leader, that's what come with it. So it was pretty easy to process.
You talked about you seeing the game the same way as Joe, training is how he played as well. With his presence around, have you tapped into that a little more lately?
Yes, man. I've definitely tapped in, but you got to pick and choose. You got to pick and choose with Joe. You can tell when he's in that zone where he's in the gym, but I don't think you should approach him right now. But I will say, whenever you have any questions about basketball, stuff like that, he's always more than willing and more than excited to share his experience with you.
You talk about to hold you accountable, to push you in certain situations. Do you think that's something that you enjoy, that you kind of want from people in those positions to really push you hard, to ask a lot of you?
I do. I think that's just something internally with me. I feel like I naturally respond better that way. You know, it helps keep me sharp.
Thanks, Zeke.
Bro.